Today's video is something we've been planning for a long time, and I'm very excited to announce it for you today because we're just now celebrating the 2-year anniversary of the birth of this channel, and I just want to start off by saying thank you so much to everyone for your support, just for watching and super chatting or sharing these videos with other people, because it's been a blessing. It's literally just been so fun to have a community of people interested in electric vehicles, and specifically Tesla a lot of the time, so that we can bounce ideas off each other and I can learn a lot, and hopefully you can learn a lot as well. And I do very much plan on continuing doing this in the future, but to celebrate our 2-year anniversary of the channel, I decided it would be appropriate to actually answer, by far, without question, the most popular question I see in the comments, I see in the live streams, I see on Twitter. When am I going to get a Tesla? Of course, I've had all kinds of different answers for you over this time, between we don't drive very much, or we can't really justify the expense right now. I'm happy to say my wife and I have talked a lot about it, and our lifestyle in the near future is looking more and more likely of changing because we want to visit more places and we don't want to just be at home all the time. We especially have a lot of friends and family that live quite a far away from us, so we want a vehicle that of course can be safe, reliable, and of course have the most latest generation technology that I can review and talk about with you guys. So for a while now we've been saving up, and so far we've saved about $15,000 for our Tesla fund, and I wanted to let you all know now that we're going to be saving as much as we can, putting as much money aside until we can buy our dream Tesla, which is basically the Tesla Model Y. The Model Y has, I think, all of the best features out of the Tesla lineup, between the lower price point and the practicality of the hatchback design, and the software is still amazing. It's got an insane amount of performance, so we're going to be saving for a while, and in order to help save some more money, we're actually going to be reviving the Tailosive Patreon, which is now going to be, of course, directly helping with the Tesla fund. And keep in mind, I'm not expecting, like, most of the people watching this to help us save for this Tesla, which of course we're going to be using for our personal lives, but it's also something that I think could help the channel quite a bit. I've gotten that comment a lot, like, hey, you should do videos on your ownership experience with the Tesla, and I very much would love to do that, as much as I love talking about the news with electric vehicles and talking about what Tesla has changed with their website or what's rumored to come out. Totally, I would also love to actually review, you know, software updates and FSD beta videos and that kind of thing. But the primary reason, in case you're wondering why we haven't bought a Tesla after all this time, is because it really is a very big financial expense to us. More expensive than pretty much anything else we've ever bought in our lifetimes, with the exception of, I guess, our house. But the other thing to keep in mind that maybe a lot of you may not be aware of is a lot of the YouTubers you guys watch that own Teslas typically have other jobs outside of YouTube that pay them decently and allow them to afford such an expensive vehicle. Whereas I know I'm not the only one doing this, but I do feel like one of the rare channels out there that is talking about Teslas a lot, but YouTube is and always has been basically my full-time job. Pretty much right out of high school, I worked for a mandarin ranch a little bit, but on the side, I was basically trying to get my channel off the ground because I love engaging with the community about technology, and my goal when I first got out of high school was to make enough off of YouTube to live off of. So it wasn't really, you know, millionaire extravagant lifestyle. The goal was, can I, you know, pay the bills? Can I make enough money to feed myself? And can I pay enough money to, you know, house myself and have a roof over my head? So as much as I talk about electric vehicles that range from $40,000 to well over $100,000, I've never been in the lifestyle of buying vehicles that much. My last car, which we still drive to this day, is worth about $3,000, and yes, I've spent more money on the computers I use to edit my videos with than actual cars. But because Teslas are more so computers on wheels, and I do believe electric vehicles are the future, that's why we're going to be putting money aside basically into the Tesla fund until there's enough money in the Tesla fund to pay for a Model Y. And I know that this could be a while, and that also ties into my YouTube career as to why we haven't bought a Tesla yet, because my income when you're a YouTuber full-time is very, very volatile. As you guys probably know, with how a channel performs in the algorithm and how many views you get each month, I've had certain months that are amazing, and then other months in the year that are pretty dang bad. Still enough, of course, to pay the bills and whatnot, but it's very, very hard to make long-term financial decisions with an income that is not consistent at all. You don't know if it could drop off and you'd have your worst month ever in the next 30 days, or you could have the best month ever in the next 30 days. It all just depends depends on how much revenue the channels generate. So that's why my wife and I have been so anti-debt over the past few years, and we prioritized paying off this house so we don't have a mortgage or rent to worry about, and I get to focus more on creating content. And after we paid our house off, we were investing most of our money in retirement accounts and building up our passive income to a healthy margin to be as responsible as we can with our money. As much as my heart may long and crave to buy a Tesla right away, I know that financially I need to make sure everything else is in order, and I think we've reached the point where we're happy with our living situation and we're happy with our current investments that we're willing now to divert all savings towards the Tesla until we can buy one. And to answer the question in the title of this video, it's really going to depend on lots of things. For one, how this revamped Patreon goes, and of course how my YouTube channels are going to perform over the next year or so. If things go really, really well, we could be looking at us ordering a Model Y by like summertime of next year. And if things go okay / average, it might be more like the end of next year. And of course, because there's so much I don't know, there's always the chance that Tesla keeps raising the prices on the Model Y and maybe we're not able to afford it by the end of next year. But I personally think with Giga Texas coming online and the ramping of the Model Y production, there's got to be some cheaper models coming at some point, especially if Elon keeps thinking that the Model Y will be the best-selling vehicle by revenue next year. There likely is some kind of, you know, long-range rear-wheel drive or standard range option in the works that'll launch at some point. But just for the record, my wife and I don't really care too much about what kind of batteries it has, even really how far the range is. We definitely don't care about performance at all. All we care about is having a Tesla because we know it's going to be safe. It's going to have self-driving features, which we're very interested in trying out and testing. This has been a dream of mine ever since I was a little kid to be able to one day buy a vehicle, and the fact that I'm 23 now talking about them all the time and I get to call this my livelihood, I'm super duper grateful for. So I'm not expecting everybody to sign up for the Patreon or support me directly on YouTube through the membership feature, but just for those who are willing to help me out and achieve this dream and in a way invest in the channel, because I do believe that buying the Tesla will provide all kinds of new content for us to talk about here on the YouTube channel, as well as the Tesla kind of becoming my office. Like, my plan is to film most of my videos within the Model Y and to even live stream in the Model Y, and of course document the road trip and ownership experience in the long term, but don't care about the wheels, don't care about the color. I just want the cheapest Model Y possible, because the cheaper the Model Y is, the sooner we can get the Tesla fund high enough. But basically, the cheapest way to help the Tesla fund is to just watch the videos. You don't have to support directly, but just you guys tuning in every single day and hearing what I have to say, it seriously means a lot to me, and I'm super duper grateful for how many of you keep tuning in to all of my rambles and speculations. So just by watching, you're helping out. But if you would like to help out a tad more, there is of course the supercharge the channel option. So this isn't exactly new. We've had it for a while, but I just thought I would remind you guys that this money is now going directly to the Tesla fund. Basically, it's $2 a month, so $24 a year, and you'll get updates on videos before they drop, so you'll know what's coming throughout the week, and you'll also get loyalty badges that change over time next to your name, as well as custom emojis, several of which are quite meme-tastic faces from Elon, and you can use those in the comment section or in the live stream. So that's one of the more cheaper ways to support financially. But then on Patreon, things are going up a bit, but I do plan on having some pretty great perks here. So for the $10 a month Tesla fund tier, you can actually get your name listed in the credits of each of my EV videos. So if any of you have been watching since my earlier days when I was just on Tailosive Tech, we used to have this perk as well. So we're bringing it back just for the EV channel. You'll get your name in the outro of every single video. And also, because I really, really appreciate the support of $10 a month, I'll even follow you on Twitter. So if you want your tweets or some of your ideas showing up in my timeline when I'm doing research for EV videos, this is a great way to do that. I'll make sure to check my DMs and you just let me know what your Twitter account is and I'll follow it from the Tailosive EV handle. And that's already an immense amount of support, but just for the few people that might want to go the extra mile, again, I'm not expecting very many people to do that, but we do have an enhanced Tesla fund for $25 a month, which is quite a bit, but there's a lot that comes with it. So for one, you'll become a moderator during the Tailosive EV live streams. So keep in mind, if you abuse the moderator power, I'm gonna remove your role, because obviously I don't want just anyone getting power hungry and banning everyone. But if you do want to have that moderator privilege during the live streams, $25 a month will grant you that. I will also add your Tesla referral code in the description of my videos, which means that if somebody wants to save on Tesla solar panels or the roofing tiles, they will be able to use your code down in the description below and maybe give you an award. And for the Enhanced Tesla Fund, I will also give you a vocal shout out during the Tailosive EV live streams, which we're doing once a week right now, maybe occasionally more, but I'll make sure you get credit during the live streams, and of course your name will still be in the credits of every EV video. And then for the crazy ones out there, and I honestly don't even expect people to do this monthly, but we are having a super high, kind of insane Tesla Fund option. There's only 3 slots available here, but for $100 a month, again, it's fine if you just want to pay for it once and call it good, but for $100 a month, I will give you an hour of my time, and you can use that hour to collab with me. I'll come onto your channel, onto your podcast, onto your live stream if you want. We gotta find a schedule that works best for both of us, but basically, I'll make sure to come on your channel for an hour or so every single month that you pay for that tier. There's only 3 slots available for that, and for the $25 a month plan, there's only 10 slots just because I didn't want too many Tesla referral codes in the description. But either way, I'm okay if not that many people sign up. I just thought I would throw it out there as a way to accelerate this timeline because, of course, the sooner the Tesla Fund is higher to buy an entire Model Y, then the sooner we can get the car for the channel, start making videos with it, start filming inside of it, and talk about my ownership experience with it. I know that this is not exactly what a lot of people probably wanted me to announce. You know, you just want me to buy the car right away, but there's so many people asking about when I'm getting one, and I figured I just want to be honest and transparent with you guys that, okay, here's what we want, which is the Model Y of any spec, really, as cheap as we can get it, and here's how we're saving up for it, and of course we'll be using all the money we generate from this Patreon and of course the YouTube videos. But I really can't emphasize enough, I'm still just incredibly grateful for you guys watching the content because I'm really happy to be in a community of people that are just as interested or just as excited for electric vehicles as I am. That means a lot to me, and it feels like we're just friends basically hanging out all the time. But yeah, it's gonna take some time for us to save up the money to actually buy the car, and for those who are willing to accelerate this timeline, I could not thank you enough. So hopefully that answers a lot of your questions and a lot of your speculation as to what our current timeline is. It's gonna depend a lot on the channel success, but absolutely don't expect really much to change with the Tesla Fund being a thing now, because I still plan on dropping just as many videos and podcasts and live streams and all that, talking about the news and talking about what Tesla is doing and what other EV makers are doing. Nothing's changing in that regard. We're just letting you all know that we're saving up for the Model Y because that's the Tesla we want. I've driven the Model Y. I have extensive experience with it. I'm comfortable with that size. I love the design. I think it's the best EV on the market right now, so I completely understand why it's super duper backordered. But any of those little intricate questions that I'm sure you guys have now, being aware of the Tesla Fund, I'll be sure to answer in podcasts or in live streams in the future. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and thank you for 2 years of Tailosive EV content. See you in the next one.